All right, I shall give us a brief recap. But before we start, I just any important information that needs to be gone over. Firstly, as we all know, we will not be playing for the entirety of November, I believe.
October.
Sorry, October. My apologies. And we're also not playing next week. Or were we playing next week? Does we have something on the 28th? Leroy, are you gone on the 28th?
I'm not busy.
Okay. Is anyone
I'll
busy
be
next week on the 28th?
Not as far as I know.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to assume that means that we're all playing next week, and if anyone takes that back, then
We kill them.
You're banned.
I'll see you soon.
So that means
Well,
we
no, you'll
have...
see us in November.
Yeah, that means we have this session, which will be a short one, but hopefully we'll just to the action for next session. And then we should have next session, and then we'll be off for October, and ideally coming back November, whatever the first Saturday is, but that's what ways away, so who knows if we have more plans by then.
Someone do a spooky one-shot for October.
We might, I might do a one-shot, but we'll see.
Spooky,
Or if someone else does, I'll happily
spooky
play in one.
one-shot.
Okay, so that's all from me. Does anyone else have any important information they'd like to bring up?
Please vote for me this session. Vote for vote. If you vote for me, I'll vote for you.
Don't vote for him. Vote for me.
A vote for me is a vote for RP.
Propaganda.
It's a vote for a main character.
It's a vote for RP. That's nuts.
Vote for me is a vote for the only person really trying.
Not true. I remembered important information. Last
Alright.
game.
Vote for
It
me.
seems,
I don't remember
uh,
character
I
system.
saved our asses. That's
put
all
my
I'm
points
saying.
into silly
did have
RP
some
points.
He's got a point.
He did have some. Yeah, he did save at least Alan's ass for sure.
And the girl I mentioned earlier vote.
Uh,
No.
Women? I don't know.
Okay, guys. Okay, guys.
What?
Shit.
Dude, I'm sorry. I'm
What
so
happened to
unhinged right now.
Say that.
Fawn's become radicalized. I'm telling you.
I'm the one with the Trump signs.
Ever
know.
since you stopped playing VR chat, you started becoming extra Republican.
Well, the problem is not playing
Are you
VR
sure that's
chat.
my yard?
Racist, homophobic,
No.
sexist.
Now that I don't play VR chat, I don't have other people to do it for me. So it's like I have to have an outlet somewhere.
You have to start
Go
venting
with
your
rules.
inner-
Or you could
Yeah.
not do that. You
Yeah,
just not
I'm
say you
relapsing,
was
guys.
banned.
Relapsing.
Fucking hell.
Oh shit.
Let's play the fucking game.
All right. Okay. Short recap from last week. Last week, you all entered the nice small town of Quaint. Which, well,
Wasn't very quaint.
wasn't very quaint, but it was.
Wasn't very quaint.
It wasn't very quaint of them all. But a black and white town where everything was either black and white, the dresses, the clothing, everyone had proper manners, obviously followed rules. They were very nice. They all had their meals 3 times a day. They had to be outside certain hours. There were a lot of rules that all of you had to kind of figure out and be subjected to without too much issue, thankfully, partially because you weren't planning to stay forever. However, things very quickly went south once you found your wagons, realized that Michael Garr had not told you that he actually snuck Alan Moria onto the wagon whenever you all thought he was left at the original watchtower. So realizing he was there and being blamed for the crime, you tried to right it, but things weren't quite that easy as these creepy watchmen were paying attention to you all, and slowly you realized everyone was going to the center of town as, well, the trial of the squire was in order. Surrounded by watchmen, one taller, strange-looking watchman who was giving the trial. Very quickly, you all tried to take action to stop this, realizing that it was kind of a setup. Not for you, but a setup as in there was not going to be a fair trial here. If this is what Devil Court is, this is not what you expected. As it was very much so basically a lynching. And you very quickly realized it was set up so no matter what Alan said, he would be killed. Tell the truth, he dies. Lie, he dies. Realizing there wasn't much more you could do, eventually Michael Garr, feeling the pressure of this entire situation, drew his blade on the cheese man, the cheese seller, who ended up being the count of this small town, and basically threatened him. basically threatened him and kind of got what he wanted. But the problem is, after threatening a higher race official, as they call them, well, you had broken a federal level rule, quote unquote, and so those spectral swords and weapons started to try to attack you. Very difficult to defend. It eventually got all of you involved, having to protect one another, as you all started making your way with the squire to try and get out of there. To which eventually Hawkins had noticed the monsters of terror that were on the wanted board following you all, as little squirrels being ridden by these small pygmy gnomes jumped down. The one squirrel, Neelam had noticed many times, the scar across its face, actually stood up, put on clothes, started speaking to you, basically gave you a bunch of acorns that shrunk you, grabbed all of you on their flying squirrels, and flew off into the distance. To which where you are now. You all are currently high up in the sky in one of these flower wind swirls. You have the wind whipping across you with all these red maple leaf petals kind of getting stuck on you. For the most part, you're avoiding them, but when one hits you, it's actually quite dangerous as to how small you are now. But looking in the distance, you see Quaint is getting smaller and smaller. Those blades, which keep trying to teleport behind you to keep up, eventually are being outpaced by this wind swirl. And for the most part, you kind of realize you are safe. At least from that problem, you don't currently know what the situation is with these folk.
Well, we know they're terrorists.
Yes, you are aware
we
that
don't
terrorists.
negotiate with terrorists.
Of course, an important reminder, there's also a reward for if you give information that leads to a capture of these people or capture them yourselves. You get to make one law. And Ophelion will grant it. That is the reward. So a very big reward for turning these folk in. But that is where you all are. All of you are behind one of these small pygmy gnomes on a flying squirrel, kind of holding on tightly. As you fly, you kind of hear... it's kind of hard to hear as the wind, but you hear calling out, "Is everyone all right? Is everyone all right?" As you see flying on the back is the squirrel here in the center of all of you. The squirrel with the scar on his face, the one that Neelam had spotted quite a few times, who seems to currently be leading this patrol. Is everyone all right?
I'm all right.
Michael, as you say that, you're holding Alan by the scruff of his neck. He's passed out. He's terrified of heights. It turns out.
Holding him by the collar of his shirt.
Yeah, he's terrified of heights. He's fainted.
Yeah, he would be.
Can we get to safety, please?
Oh, don't worry. We are safe up here. They cannot catch us. It'll be a while before we get to actual safety. It's better to stay in the sky. So I suggest you get comfy.
Fondar lays down on the back of a squirrel. Big
I
chilling
wonder how
style.
Devil Court's gonna go now.
Hey,
Are we all on trial now?
Hey, let's worry about that later. Who cares?
You would all realize all of you are now to be executed for sure.
Okay, so I guess we just have to kill all the demons now. Nothing else to do.
Or
I mean, there's always workarounds for us, but
I mean, we can make a law, perhaps.
Make a wall?
Make a law.
Oh yeah, we can make a wall.
We can.
all of you are aware right now.
Demons pay for it.
As these as the blades can't catch up to you, you all are free to do anything. You can break any crime right now and be fine with it. Obviously, you're already past that point.
Fuck shit, bitch.
Yeah, you're already past that point, but yeah.
Balls.
Come.
Okay. Anyway, just so it's very clear, you don't have to worry about being assassinated right now if you say something while you're with these guys. At least in the air. Or if you do something.
Unless you want to be.
Which also means, Professor Dirt, you now can speak normally. You don't have to use your weird gnarled speech pattern.
Hey guys.
Oh, Dirt's
I'm not
back.
French
My brain
anymore.
is tingling.
They sound, you can hear their shrunk vocal cords.
It's kind of lonely without Dirt's voice in all of our heads. I don't got anything else going on up there. Nothing.
Well, we fucked this up.
You don't say.
We fucked this up. This was
We-
supposed to be a diplomatic mission, and we are now as wanted as you could be.
Yeah, well, we could have just let him die.
I don't think it's possible to. I don't know. I feel like there was a bunch of it was rigged. It's not even that they have unrealistic rules. It was they made it like they just wanted to torture my squire. Forgot his name to
Alan.
death. Alan.
Or Squire
Just
more.
wanted to
in
torture him to
character.
death.
He says in character.
No,
He's
I
back.
said in character.
He's passed out right
Alan's
now.
right
He's
there.
fainted.
Mars,
He's
I,
fainted.
I can forget whoever's name I want. He's sleeping.
I mean,
That's Albert.
we didn't have to do all this.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna let him die, especially since I put him in the barrel.
Wait, you did that?
Yeah.
You should just let him sleep with us. This would have all been avoided.
Technically, he was left before you even entered this territory. He was left at the first ever outpost. You guys didn't even know he was with you whenever you
Yeah.
lost your wagons.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
He wasn't even supposed to be here.
No, he was not supposed to be here. This entire thing is really just a fuck up with Michael Gars in reality.
No.
Michael Gard may not admit that, but all of you should be aware. All of you would understand that if Michael Gard did not do that and go behind your backs doing that, this would not be the situation right now.
So, you put him in the barrel after we were supposed to leave him at the border?
Yeah. I honestly didn't think that he would survive. Well, I mean, on the board.
Dang.
Am I lying or was that
No,
not
no,
No, I think it's
it's
Lee.
I like
Okay.
Dang.
What's happening?
You don't
Like,
say.
What's
Hey.
happening?
You know, the way you
Okay.
explain yourself makes me forgive you.
You know, I can't argue
Okay.
with that.
Okay. Am I better?
You're better.
Am I better now?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. All I'm saying is he snuck in. He snuck in over the border, and then when I found him, I was like, he's not supposed to be here. So I kind of just I put him in the barrel. I thought it would have been fine, but
Yeah.
I didn't think he would have been because when we found him, if we left him there, I don't think he would have survived. He would have accidentally killed himself.
I guess this is the best
doesn't do well
outcome
without
for
me.
him.
Yeah, not the best outcome for us though. Maybe we should have let him die.
Yeah,
Looks at him.
maybe, huh?
Hey, he's my most
Maybe
loyal
the-
squire. You know,
The
I don't know if
needs
I
of
could
the
just
many
sacrifice him.
outweigh the needs of the one.
Maybe he does deserve to die. No, I don't mean that.
Whoa! I didn't say that.
Anyway,
I'm just saying, maybe in the future.
I did not smuggle him in the first place. That was his idea.
Okay. Okay.
Do any of you speak Gnomish? I mean, obviously I know Neelam does, but
Neelam does.
I speak.
do any of you who do
Ish.
not know all languages speak Gnomish?
I don't think I know Gnomish.
No, I do not know Gnomish.
I know Gnomish.
Okay, except Neelam. Okay.
How did you learn?
Okay, so if no one else, Un, you hear while they're all talking. These pygmy gnomes are talking to each other, but they're not speaking in common. You don't know if they can or cannot, but they have yet to. And you've kind of, as you haven't said anything yet, probably listened to your friends. They kind of tested the waters and seen that none of you reacted to them talking. You notice that they seem to be pretty open talking to each other about things that maybe they shouldn't be, since they don't think any of you can hear. You hear them saying things about if it's worth it saving you all, who all of you are. What if you're actually spies from the devils themselves, and they're contemplating if they should just drop you from the sky and basically just get rid of you if you're worth keeping. You see, you do hear the squirrel, Sir Basil. He speaks in Gnomish too, and he's saying things like they've done nothing wrong. We can't kill them. They're perfectly fine. And he points out that all of you have the badges He does not recognize what a hero badge is, but he recognizes you have some form of like blossom badge, and he's like trying to quell him. But there's basically a bunch of like conflict right now about who you are, why they should keep you alive, and if they should bring you to their hideout. And they're basically trying to figure out. Anyway, right now it's pretty 50-50 on what they're going to do with you.
You should tell them you're the Lisan Al Gaib.
But
Whoa.
Neelam, you realize that, and only you hear this, but you catch on to it.
I'd probably consult the group.
What?
Could I like gather everyone up?
Well, not really. You guys are all in the back
You
of.
should, okay,
Rollins.
you should try to
Flying squirrels.
talk to Professor Dirt, and then they can relay it to all of us mentally.
Yeah, there are a lot of you with
Mintet style.
yeah,
Well, can Oon like telepathy to everyone at the same time?
I don't know if Un can.
I've only seen Swills and.
I think I was only able to do that because of the one like spell or whatever.
Mm.
Oh.
Hmm.
I can only
noticed
like talk
Neelam-
to people through telepathy. That I can't like receive messages from
Oh,
people.
okay.
Do I?
I mean,
can I
I
like
could just
tell
talk-
that Neelam's looking at something?
You should-
or,
you should just
send
wing
Skype
it.
or something.
I think you're fine.
Can I just start like speaking Gnomish
Oh, are you going to talk to them?
or Basil? Yeah, I'll just walk out. Okay, wait, are we like? got
You're
this,
fine.
or-
Yeah, you guys are like shrunk, and you're on the back of these flying squirrels. Each of you have a pity gnome in front of you.
Oh, we're
Sir
shrunk.
Basil, yeah, Sir Basil is the only flying squirrel that does not have anyone on his back, and also he seems to be the only sentient flying squirrel, as he's
Oh.
he
So
like
can I
flies
even
around.
like get close enough to speak to him?
Yeah, but it's kind of like yelling. It's kind of like the wind. It's kind of hard to
Oh.
hear.
Yeah, we're tiny.
Yeah, you guys are like the size of like imagine like Tinkerbell or something, maybe a little bigger.
But so we're on a different flying squirrel.
Yeah, all of you are on separate ones. I mean, you guys are flying in and
Okay.
out. It's kind of like imagine like a
But
flock
you
of
can
geese are flying.
communicate.
Yeah, you can
You're not
yell
like
and it
And
pays
I'd-
attention.
I'd-
I would tell the one that I'm on to get closer to Sir Basil.
You see, after you speak in Gnomish, he's very shocked, but chooses not to say anything like with the shocked expression on his face as he realizes. And some of the gnomes nearby who hear that, you see they all kind of give each other one of those looks, like they all look at each other very silently and like,
It's like when you
Yellow man
speak
with
a foreign
hands up
language
emoji.
and you expect people not to know when you're like shit talking them.
yeah.
And then they just say something as they're walking away.
Yeah, they
So
just say,
no
like,
one,
goodbye in
no one else in
perfect
our
English
group
or whatever.
knows no.
No, supposedly
Nah.
not. Supposedly only you.
Yeah.
So yeah, you fly closer. He flies you closer to Sir Basil. Actually, you just kind of get Sir Basil's attention. Sir Basil kind of, with his wings expanded, flies over towards you. Yeah, how may I help you? He speaks in common.
I'm still speaking in Gnomish.
Flexing.
It'd be nice if you couldn't just drop us off.
Well, we could drop you off here if you really wanted, but please excuse my phrasing. I think you'll probably have a very bad time, if not die. At least some of you.
Well, I couldn't help but overhear what you were saying about just letting us die. But
Well, he see that kind of throws his paws up. Is like, it is against my honor to just like. It's against my
He does
honor.
that and he falls to the ground. 'cause
Yeah, he
needs
does
that
start.
to
Yellow man with hands up emoji.
It's against my honor to drop you off or kill you. Seeing that you speak Gnomish, perhaps you've heard, I've pushed off all voting until we get to where we're going. Then once we get there, we could determine what to do with you. At least to the outskirts of where we're going. We don't wish for... He kind of like shrugs. I don't think you're spies working with Ophelion or the devils, but in case you are, we'll leave you outside temporarily and then bring you inside, if you're not. But if we drop you off here,
we're gonna like
which we can, well, as soon as you hit the ground, those blades will come back.
I'd like to like flick the halo above my head, so that way it makes like the little dig sound, little metal like
Okay.
as like kind of a like kind of mark saying, yeah, it'd be kind of weird if I was working with a devil.
You see, he kind of smiles back at you, and does what kind of looks like almost like a weird shrug, which doesn't really work right since he's a squirrel. Sweetheart, that doesn't really mean much around here. If he kind of gives you one of those, like a smile, like almost like a pity smile. As far as I'm concerned, if the Reams were real, if the gods were real, well, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Oof.
Not for 7
Say
years
that
at
to you?
least.
You gonna let him get away
Damn.
with that?
Damn, what do
You see, he kind of twirls around, and if you're the first god to show up here, well, took your time, didn't you?
Oh. Oh, I wouldn't let him bitch me like that, but that's just me though. That's all I'm saying.
What are they saying?
I just hear a lot of squeaking.
Yeah, they're squeaking at each other.
Everybody's just looking over.
I
like,
think
what?
I'll probably
Huh?
just sit silent.
Seeing you don't say anything else, he actually flies around and speaks in common. All right, attention, all of you lovely folk. We could share names, but we should be doing that.
squirrel?
He looks
Squirrel?
at you. See, he looks at
Oh,
you
it's
and
a
squints his
squirrel
one good eye. This is not the first time I spoke to you. Like 30 minutes ago.
It's a joke. No, we're just
Oh,
making fun of the moment.
that squirrel just talk?
Bro, I'm so fucking high right now.
You are very high in the sky, sir.
Did we die?
Is this heaven?
He didn't get it.
You see, he kind of like starts annoying you all. This is what is going to happen. We are not sure if you are spies, good people, bad people, or even worth saving, but we've already saved you because it's in our principles. We shall be taking you to our safe house, safe place, safe city, whatever you like to call it. But you will not be permitted inside until we do a thorough investigation of your character.
Fondard points a
We-
thumb at what the fuck is Will's Hawkins? Hey, that's the
Okay.
new emperor.
I don't-
You
I've never met a talking squirrel, but I'm friends with many talking frogs.
you see Sir Basil looks at you, Fondar, whenever you say that, and looks back to Hawkins and says,
And that's not
I don't know what kind of
technically.
joke you're playing, but firstly, we are a republic. We have a senate. We do not have an emperor. And I can never believe a non-human would be an emperor in
Yeah,
this
we
nation.
haven't had a senate for a while, broski.
A lot's changed in the last 7 years, my friend.
You see, he recognizes that, oh, what you're saying is probably a fault of them not getting information outside of here. And he says, all right, well, if that's the case, it does not mean anything here right now because, well, it just doesn't. If it meant something,
Yes,
we would
fair
have known
enough,
by
yeah.
now.
We're in foreign
Fair-
soil,
hey.
technically.
Yep. You know what? You got
Yeah.
me.
He's with
Hey, hey, you got me.
You go.
Anyway. If you really wish, we could drop you off now, but I do warn you, you will be assaulted by those blades as soon as you're out of this wind swirl. The choice is yours.
Let's stay for a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we really have a real choice here.
You
Alright.
guys.
As long as this wind swirl stays strong, we shall get to where we're going in roughly an hour. And if it stays in direction.
Cool.
And you see he flaps his, I don't even know what you call a flying squirrel.
Skin
Do they have
flaps?
wings? I don't know what you
torso
call that.
flaps.
Yeah, like
torso
they're not
skin
wings. I don't know what
flaps.
you call those things. He extends his arms.
Like
and his-
gliders.
Yeah, his gliders extend and he kind of soars off. And throughout this hour, you do sometimes have to like jump from wind swirl to wind swirl. But for the most part, it goes pretty well.
Oh, it's called a patagium.
Yeah, that sure is easy to say.
Yeah.
All right. Right, as they fly, eventually they alert you that basically what you see is you fly off towards roughly knowing your directions. You know you're flying towards the border, the northern border where this Iron Tower is, up towards that direction. And as you fly, you see you detour towards kind of a small foresty area by the mountains. And there's a small river there. Before you cross the river, they all glide out of the wind swirl and they land on the ground. And whenever they land, for the moment, no blades No weapons of any sort or mouths seem to open up to convict you and try to assassinate you and execute you. You land safely, and Sir Basil kind of puts his paws up. All right, a few of the pygmy gnomes here shall stay watch over you. We shall be back, I hope, soon with them verdict.
Thank you very much.
As you see, the few are left, and the other ones jump. It almost looks like they're about to jump into the water, but when they step foot on the river, they just walk on top of it, as if the river's not there.
They can't break the surface tension.
How did they do that?
And you see they kind of walk off. You
what's
see
your
they walk
name?
off, and once they get into the middle of the water, they just kind of vanish out of nowhere.
Weird place.
Are you talking to one of the pygmy gnomes?
I was trying to socialize with our guards.
Hello.
I'm
That's
walking
me.
Shishi.
My name's Barkfoot.
Barkfoot.
Yes.
Or Markfoot.
Bark. Bark like a tree. Or a dog. Bark, bark like that. Barkfoot.
Alright. It's nice to know.
Yes.
Was you vote to kill us?
Mine wasn't, but my squirrels was.
Oh, it's the squirrels in charge.
No, the squirrel's actually just an animal. They just really didn't like you.
Oh, that's a little rude.
Why is that?
Is that the one I was on?
You see the pygmy gnome just kind of like, in response to Morden, kind of wafts his hand under his nose.
We smell?
He like nods over towards Hawkins.
He
I
smells?
smell.
The squirrel says so.
But I prestidigitate every other day.
Damn.
That's really
funny.
Oh, shit.
That's disgusting.
That
If you do it
explains
too
so
much, it's actually bad for your skin.
The Pimp of Magic taught him that, Jan.
Fondar walks
There's-
over and sniffs Hawkins.
Bad for your
Oh.
skin. If you do it too much, it dries it out, and I can't have dry
smells
skin. My
fine.
scales will flake.
He smells great.
Thank you. Remember that when I become king.
Oh, thank God. She kind of goes. "Ugh."
heck.
Must have been running a lot today. I had to carry a really heavy book. I've been sweating a bit. You know how it is.
Neelan's that Jan please post the loves.
Who's Jan?
You, Jan.
Who's Jan?
It's Jan, I don't know him.
It's not too far up.
What the hell? There's some new ones.
There's some new ones, yeah.
Oh, is there? Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And of course you have the
Should've
city
made
ones too,
within
but those
24
aren't.
hours, which you didn't do. No self-boasting, and you can't say God's name in vain. And then I also have separate ones for Quaint.
Eesh.
Quaint had a lot of rules.
Yeah. All right. After some time, you see Sir Basil, the squirrel, emerges from something in the water. He kind of just comes out of thin air, walks across. All right. All I need from all of you to he loads that Fawnde. All I need from all of you is to put your hand on this cube, close your eyes, and think of your biggest desire.
Oh yeah.
As
First.
he throws a small cube. All of you are still small at the moment. Throws a small cube about the size of an acorn into your hands. You have to hold it with both hands. It's slightly larger, like a giant dice of sorts.
Cool.
It's kind of metallic, and you hear it like clicking on the inside. All right, close your eyes and think of your biggest desire.
What was that cat's name? The cat girl's name?
Kitty Love.
Kitty Love. There we go. Kitty Love.
All of you, as you're like thinking about this, the rest of you see like a small image pop up, like kind of like on a small screen inside the cube, and you basically see Fondar being roofied, and then And then some other things before Sir Basil just takes it away and says, and you see like at the very end it like lights up with a green light on the very top. All right,
Yeah. What?
hey,
What happened?
definitely not a devil.
Hmm.
Who's next? All of you saw. Well, Fawnde, I guess you can try and assume. I don't know how they're reacting. Right now, you have no idea. There's
be censored.
What?
That should be child locked.
What are you guys talking about?
That was extremely graphic.
Wait, you could see that?
Holy
Yeah.
shit!
Oh.
Yeah, we
Wow.
Yeah, so
Ah,
that's where I was for like that 1 week one time.
If we were big, that would have been illegal. Just seeing it. That's like 5 laws right there.
Listen, man, I didn't report it. It's cool.
You didn't invite us.
Hey, what? Next time,
Fucking better.
if we make it out of this,
So much
I
fun.
got an
It
in.
looks so much fun. Alright, who wants to go next?
Who's next?
Jen. You're holding it right now. You can toss it to whoever or someone asks for it.
I throw
Hot potato.
a baseball at Hawkins.
It really is kind of like a hot potato.
So catch it.
Huck.
Ugh.
Mark 2 spitting on it.
All right, Tograns. Feel free to think of your desire. Close your eyes and think of your desire. And I suppose you can describe what slightly what is being seen if you'd like.
I think what's
This is in
mainly
theory your
seen-
biggest desire, but it doesn't have to be if you don't know exactly what. That's a big ask, potentially.
I think his biggest desire is big block letters, retribution, with just pictures of a bunch of people burning. A lot of people in a lot of pain.
Damn, that's.
Are these like people they would recognize, or these are just like people?
Hmm.
These are like a bunch of people we've had to fight against. A bunch of our past villains.
So definitely some people recognize some of these.
They'll point them out, like, oh, hey, that's so and so.
Demon would be on there. I forgot their name. Devil.
Who?
Jackalize would be on it.
Which
the
devil?
big lord of this
Aphelion?
land.
Oh, Aphelion.
Aphelion would be on it. Just everyone.
Wait, Hawkins is a bad guy?
You see actually at the end it pops up with a green light. All right, you're not a devil. And good enough.
Hawkins, are you
Alright.
okay?
I was just pack it in. I'm happy. Yeah. I tossed it too hard at Nilum.
Hold on, skip Neelam for now. Neelam's currently
Yeah,
gone.
Nilam's not here.
Oh,
We'll
is
see
he?
if-
Okay,
We'll see if he's back by the time we get around.
Alright, I tossed it too hard at Morden.
I almost drop it, but I pick it back up.
Oh.
Love playing catch.
What am I?
My boy.
So
God.
basically smiles. Close your eyes. Think of your biggest desire.
I don't even. And I think the first image that would just come up is like Morden, like sitting in front of what looks to be, you see a sunset in the background. You see these large fields of like just farms, just a bunch of crops, and you can see from the background you can hear what seems to be like a happy family.
Oh, he's so humble.
And he's just
Wow. He's so
Dude,
that's
that's
humble.
and then he turns around
45.
and you can see that it's not even his family, as in his pocket is just this large bag of money, and he just smiles like, bunch of suckers.
Dude, if that was actually your family, that's the death
fucking
flag right
married
there.
into wealth. Is that what
Dude.
that's insinuating?
No, he's not even married. He stole them.
He stole money from
Yeah.
a loving family.
From a happy family.
Yeah.
The funniest part here is I think if someone had like a normal thing like that, it would actually be the most sad part. Just none of you can be normal people. Perfect, Morden. You see Sir Basil. It lights up green and says,
Cool.
"Huh." You see all the gnomes kind of like hide their shinies.
I just like, haha. I'll toss the orb to Professor Dirt.
Oh, you see Dirt grab it, and it shows Dirt with a big ass fucking sword, and Hawkins is behind her. It's awesome. We're having fun.
Well, I think they'd all
Hawkins
probably
getting, like,
recognize the
brutally
sword.
murdered, but I'm like killing the people that are murdering him. That's what's happening.
You see the desire. You recognize Rihdar's blade that you got from Ambrose, the Vow of Pats, the legendary paladin sword. You see like it's like a light of like Professor Dirt looking like very holy, like just slaying people around Hawkins.
Holy shit.
That's awesome.
Professor, I would be touched to be a part of your greatest dream.
Who doesn't use it yet?
Me.
I toss it over to my friend Warden.
Or wait, not Morden.
Oh,
My friend.
Want to go again? We want to see
Hello,
something.
hello, just
Different
me,
family.
Warden.
Sorry, I meant
hello. Gar,
I was
Gar.
really looking at that dream. Michael,
Michelle Gar.
Michelle.
Oh god, I'm just.
Michael Gar, you're holding the small cube in both hands.
Okay.
What?
Sorry. Out of stretch. Okay, so I just did say one of my greatest desire.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
closing your eyes and you're thinking of its desire, and it ends up being shown to everyone on this cube.
Cube.
Yeah, it's just like a small. Well, it's a big cube for all of you right now, but it's pretty small.
I think.
Oh god,
No,
it's
you're
happening again.
I'm trying to think. There's two, and I'm trying to combine them into one thing.
Just do the first
I
one.
think probably the first thing that would pop into his mind is just standing on he's in the middle of a gladiator ring with just like a bunch of people screaming, and he's just like on the top of a fucking pile of bodies. He's just looking down at somebody.
Oh.
Feed Rotha.
You see Sir Basil actually like looks at this one with the most like distaste almost.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while he's there, just drop that on the chest of that boy beside you.
He wants to be looking up at you in the gladiator ring.
He wants someone to be. Michael Garb, Sir Basil asked you to put the
The
cube
thought
on.
of it as well. It's
What the?
Oh, he's like either lagging or
He's lost in this. He's lost in the
lagging.
sauce right now.
Leroy, are you uploading an avatar right now?
I am.
Leroy getting lost in the sauce. Big titty anime women lighting him out.
Okay, what do you need to ask me?
He's trying to get you to put the
What happened?
cube on Alan's chest since he's passed out, so he can see what the hell Alan's dream is or his desire is. Okay. You see as you stand at places on the chest of Alan Moria, you see Alan Moria's desire pops up. You see he's like bowed down, and all you see is like in front of him he's like caressing a bare foot, and he's like licking the toes of the foot and like kissing it, and it like it like slowly pans up to Michael Gar smiling and like patting his head.
we threw everything away to save this guy.
That's awesome.
It's literally the Mort emoji. The Mort. It's just
Oh
that.
my god, Leroy has a mort.
Force RPing Leroy to have a mort.
That's just what he'd be doing though. That's just how he is.
Just in character.
And Sir Basil,
Really
looking
the
at that,
worst case scenario.
I can go.
Sir Basil picks up the cube and hands it to Neelam. Welcome back, Rune. Neelam, this cube is you think of your British desires. Close your eyes, think of your British desires, and it is shown on this cube.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, did you just catch a whiff of me again?
No, I'm trying not to puke from fucking Alan's thing.
Do I have to do that or like?
Well, they're verifying that you're not devils, and so far everyone's passed. They're basically trying to verify that you're.
You
Not
said you were gonna do
submission.
what everybody else did.
Yeah, you did say that.
That's
Don't
true.
take back
Okay.
these.
I mean, I guess I will.
Okay.
I don't really have anything to hide.
And you can describe
think that
whatever
was
your British desire that pops up is.
It's kind of basic, but I feel like it'd just be like either world peace or figuring out if my religion is real or not.
That's kind of
Paint us an image.
Give us an image zone.
Yeah, explain.
Image.
We all did.
Yeah, paint
Yeah,
us a, paint
what's
us a
being
picture.
what's being shown on
imagine,
the cube?
All right.
Is there like a equivalent to like a Pontifex for the Orders Triumphant?
Yeah. I think he's called like
It'd
the High
probably
Spirit
be
Born.
Yeah.
it'd probably be like an image of him and the one that I have in my notes that isn't on this computer.
Fatima, the Eternal Pontifex.
Yeah. It'd probably just be them like shaking hands, you know, like
Good
they're
job,
like
Nemo.
taking a picture. They're taking a picture for like all the reporters or whatever, like a super monumental moment. It's
You're
like
getting the keys
all
to
those
the city.
presidential. It's like all the presidential pictures of like nations finally coming to terms.
It's like
They have their
Sonic
two
kissing
like
Mario.
leaders. Yeah, yeah, like that. Yeah, literally.
That's a big wish. All right. You see it lights up green on that one as well, and Sir Basil nods and says, all right, it seems none of you are devils, else your desires would have been exposed. And he takes back the cube and says, all right, you're all free to enter. Follow me.
Cool.
As you see, he starts walking across the water.
Follows.
As you walk across the water, you don't feel any. You can tell right away that this is ground. This is some form of illusion. There's not actually a river here, or a creek, or whatever it is. And eventually you get about halfway across of it, and you kind of just go right through one of those typical shimmering walls. As you enter it, it shimmers, and you get to the other side, and everything's just changed. As soon as you enter the other side, you see these tall spires made of marble and quartz, topped off with this dark wood. And you see about 10 or 20 of them rising hundreds of feet into the air. You see large circles of buildings. You see like papers or like flying through the air. A very active place. You don't see anyone right away, but you see a very active place. And then you see walking out from around a corner is what you recognize right away to be a high elf, a very lanky high elf with the very straight antlers. You see flying through the sky are pygmy gnomes on their
Oh.
squirrels. And then you see, as you look around more, you see a bunch of pygmy gnomes and squirrels, but you see even more high elves. You see high elves everywhere. As you see them jumping out windows, grabbing papers, flying off. You see people riding in corners, writing stuff down. You see people with their stained fingers from writing all day. And some of them like take attention of you, but quickly don't mind their own business. But you see a few of them follow you around and start asking questions to the pygmy gnomes and start writing stuff down and start trying to figure things out. But for the moment, Sir Basil and the pygmy gnomes have prevented them from any of them from coming directly to you and asking questions, as they seem to be leading you to the tallest spire in the center. And eventually you should be led there, but I've got to use the restroom, so I'll be right back.
Piss boy, pee pee
Oh my
piss
God.
boy.
Shut up.
He's busy.
Shut up.
Piss, 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 piss like a baby.
He's busy. He's
All right, fine. Open your mouth then if you want.
Ah.
No thank you.
Go pee. Go pee now.
You just did open your mouth to say no thank you.
Go pee now.
Yeah, you're embarrassed.
Urine.
I didn't say that.
You said urine.
Whoa. I see what you did there.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
pee.
Pete
Yeah.
said urine, and I said
That's
you're
good.
in.
That's good stuff. Not the urine.
Does he have like wireless headphones or something? Why can't he hear this?
What are we stalking us right
Oh
now?
my god, he's listening into us right now, guys.
I wish we could hit. I'm peeing right now.
I'm widowy goaded. Oh my god, you guys, these elves are widowy goaded.
What a weird.
Widowy.
No shit, that's crazy. I've never thought I would say that's
Let's
crazy
be
shit. That's
financially
crazy.
responsible.
What a way. What a way.
Oh my god, stop saying widowy. You guys, the widowy don't get it.
What a way.
You're warning it.
You
Widowy.
widowy just don't get it. You widowy don't get it.
Somewhere over the rainbow.
Way up high.
Guys, I'm back.
Way.
Hey, welcome back.
Thank
Welcome.
All right.
I cast fireball.
Okay. Where? What
Okay.
level?
I don't have
He
fireball.
doesn't have fireball.
No.
It's called flame on.
Do you want fireball?
No. Well, yeah, kind of actually, but no.
Only if you cast her in.
I pointed at the most people that it can hit possible.
I
Yourselves.
meant where we were.
I just aim
Aims
at the
at my
ground
feet.
and just kill myself.
The most people that are right around you. Okay. As you walk through this city, this elven, very pristine elven city hidden here, you eventually get to the center spire, and you're brought inside. A couple guards stop Sir Basil, but he talks to them. And you're let through, and you get put on an elevator that starts taking you, kind of like an elevator. It's kind of like one of those like Dark Souls elevators. That's like really round and just starts raising into the sky. But you see, instead of rising up, there's like a giant statue that picks you up and slowly rises you up to the top floor. And you get to the top floor, and
Holy!
Jesus.
And Neelam gets huge.
No. You get to the top floor, and you see a lot of the pygmy gnomes kind of disperse off and just leave Sir Basil and all of you. All right, everyone. The leader of all right, everyone. The leader of Andrith wishes to speak to you all to know who
What is
this
that?
guest are. He looks at you. Andrith is the name of this elven city we are in.
Oh.
Andrith.
Oh. Would I have known that?
You can give me a history check if you want to know if you know anything about Andrith.
It's like you. It's like I would. You don't even need to ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, you know a little bit about Andrith, but only a little bit. And that's only because you knew it was roughly up here in this location somewhere, and you knew there was a city of high elves. But the thing you know most famously, which is not common knowledge, you only know it because of your position now and all the documents you had, is that the old advisor of Ermina Alias, Ulian the Healer, he used to be a high elf here before he left this city, betrayed them to save the young Ermina whenever she was little. And he cut off his own antlers here in this city and renounced himself as an elf to save Ermina Alias. And this is the city he comes from.
And then I killed her with Ambrose.
That's all you really know about it, though. And you knew it was up here, but they're pretty secretive, and they don't like people knowing they're here. That's only because you do a lot of research and you had a lot of random documents. But yeah, you know it has some connection to some faces you've seen before. Well, not your character, I guess, but anyway, he says that, and lets all of you. I suppose all of you are ready to go in, unless you're not.
No, I think
I'm ready.
I don't see why not.
let's go.
Let's go.
All right. You see, he pulls out a bottle of perfume and sprays it over all of you.
I
No, I'm
instantly
just kidding.
die.
I don't breathe.
Was he a bit heavier on me?
You think what really happened was he was like trying to like spray you, but then like to be
Yeah.
nice, he like
Yeah,
sprayed
yeah.
everyone to make it seem like he was just like being polite. Now everyone might smell a little more, but like that might have been what was up.
I get the hint. I cast prestidigitation on myself to clean a little bit.
You
It's
see
like,
what
fine.
happens? It just cleans off all the perfume.
It only gets the perfume.
Well, just the perfume because that's like what was nasty. Your smell is like you just haven't
Just
brushed your
your
teeth in a
natural
while, I
musk.
guess. You get natural musk, a little bit of. If you're out of the water for too long, you get a little. eh. Anyway, you see, about this time, you see Sir Basil hands you some liquid. Here, drink this. As you drink it, I think that was Soda Gold, whoever that was. You see, you return to
It
your.
wasn't, but it worked. So.
Okay. You return to your normal size.
Like a Mario
Sir
the
Basil,
Mario
you see,
sound.
Sir Basil also drinks one and turns into your guys' height.
Whoa.
He's a giant fucking squirrel now. A fuck off
That's
squirrel.
Holy shit.
He stands on like
Yeah,
his fat two
fuck off,
legs.
squirrel.
He's like a yeah. He stands on his back two legs. He's like a humanoid squirrel at this point. And he pushes the doors open, and as soon as the doors open, you see a large room with these large stained glass windows overlooking the city, and you just see papers and books everywhere. And you see sitting in a spinning chair that is currently spinning is a high elf wearing all black, with two very pointed, sleek antlers. You see he looks a little bit older. He's still very nice looking, but you can tell he's quite a bit older. And you see he has these two fine rapiers on his waist as he spins around. And weirdly enough, he has a mustache. You've never seen a high elf with a mustache.
Oh.
Was it like a
You're
handlebar? What is
weird.
it?
Yeah, what kind of
What kind of
mustache?
Is it only underneath his nose?
It's
Bushy?
it's
Is it
only under his
pencil?
nose, but it's kind of like one of those bushy like top stashes.
Oh, it's not like a little
shit.
postage stamp shape.
No, no, no.
one.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
see, okay.
it is like not fancy kind of mustache. It's actually weird seeing it on a high elf because you'd expect
They're asking
More,
if
maybe?
he has the Hitler stash.
What?
No.
Huh?
No.
What?
guys.
What?
Okay.
Guys,
Has he got a
I
chaplain?
might be slightly racist, misogynistic, but I'm not genocidal. Okay,
Okay.
I believe
He's
that-
still
That's good.
American.
I do not feel safe.
yeah, he sees his chair spins around and it just keeps spinning as he says, "Ah, well, hello there. Come inside, please, all of you."
I mean, if you want me to.
As you all enter, you see it stops. Sir Basil goes and actually stands beside him, and the chair stops and he faces all of you. Well, good evening, since you're all intact and not devils or infected. Hmm. Well,
What, infected?
Hmm?
yes, infected with the desires of a devil.
Oh.
You gotta be careful. You will turn into a devil if you're not.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Cool. Wait, no, I probably did know that.
Oh, well, it's not common, but here in this region it is.
Interesting.
Bad people get
So
turned
what do I have
into
to
the
want to
hands.
turn into a demon? A devil, I mean. What do I have to do?
You see the high elf smiles. It's not what you have to want. It's how bad you have to want. And how far
So if
you're
I
willing to
want-
go.
If I will do literally anything to get me some eggs on toast, like I could turn into a demon, the devil, even if I was willing to kill for it.
You will be tempted, and if you accept any form of temptation, yes.
Okay, so it's only based on level of desire. Okay.
Yes. Level of desire and your willingness to do anything.
If I follow through. Hmm.
Even if that means becoming a devil. All right. Well, I suppose introductions are in need. You first.
Michael Gar.
Bondar Chilzebi.
All right.
More than 2 foot.
Professor Dirt. Huh.
Always tries to like picture him. Hi, Commander Hawkins.
He nods. Looks towards Neelam and the squire, who is there.
He's Alan.
But all right,
Alan.
your friend, your very religious friend.
Neelam.
All right, one moment, please. As you see, he like almost goes into like a meditative state, and you see he like focuses his eyes and then shuts them, and it goes really quiet.
And yourself.
You see Sir Basil raises a paw to hush you for one moment. You see the high elf comes back. All right, it turns out I'm now well aware of all of you and your deeds. Sir Microdar, soon the recent creator of the Stella Knights. Hawkins, supposedly, as I've heard, soon to be emperor. Which you're actually surprised he knows that. That's like not. You said it. A
Yeah,
couple
that
times,
isn't
but,
public
like,
information. I
Yeah,
guess
that is
technically.
actually And he says a couple other things about all of you, like that make you realize, oh, this guy, even though he's been here for 7 years, he knows. Like, he's not like the others who are not fully
He didn't
aware of what's
loop.
going on outside. After he did that for a moment, it seems that he's fully aware, and even slightly aware of some things that are slightly surprising. And he also looks toward you, Hawkins, and says, "I see here your friend is highly wanted."
I
Which friend
believe
is
we
he
all are
referring to?
now.
Well, I don't see her here. He looks around. Where's the wood elf at?
Oh yes. She passed 7 years ago. Her soul was distributed across all of Orbitus, as far as I know.
You see he looks around and nods. Well, I should definitely update that then. All right. My name is Pocthren. I am the leader of this place, if you so call it that. I am the head librarian, the head archivist. We don't really use terms such as king or queen or mayor or anything like that. Pocthren. Pocthren.
Oh, okay.
Would you say it in
Oh,
whatever
Pock,
language that
okay.
was?
Pock, got it.
Pocthren.
I thought you said that with an H, and I was about to get real mad.
What? Oh, what?
He introduced himself. I am Pocthren. It seems all of you are here on business of the Empire. It seems you got yourself in trouble, though. What is it you plan to do now?
Don't know.
Well,
We need to get this deal sorted out.
Yeah.
Well, we can grant you safety here, at the very least.
If we could talk to I keep forgetting his name.
Her name, Ophilion.
Ophilion, her name, sorry. If we can't talk to Ophilion, Kadoi is doomed.
He seems like kind of interested. How so?
We are in a state where Ophilion, or not Ophilion, Kadoi is going to be going to war with the people of fucking North Country.
Windsorrels.
No, you guys are. It's the Durnor Kingdom and the Chetmo territory, which they control. Basically, everyone's to the north.
Kingdom. Yeah, the north.
Which is, quite frankly, from where you are right now, a couple miles north of you, the border is.
Yeah. If that happens, we can't defend ourselves. We're already scarred by all the fights we've had the past 7 years. And you know, as of right now, Ophilion's the only person that can change the possibility of that war happening.
You see, though you've just shared really bad information, Sir Basil seems a little bit worried, but Pocthren kind of smiles. Well, that's good news, isn't it? Finally, someone will come put an end to this reign of terror we've been left in. If the North comes down, who's to fight them? The devils.
Well, we have the devil doesn't control the entire border.
They actually do on the northern, at least the initial
Well,
part.
even the
Yeah.
east or the west side.
Yeah, well, the west side's controlled by mountains, which in theory, since they are a Dwarven Kingdom, they could probably come through, maybe. But In general though, like the entire border of the north that is openly connected to them is all inside the wind swirls.
Right.
Anyway, the point he's saying is they're technically not part of Kadoy. Their city is not. They're inside Kadoy, but they're not part of Kadoy. And they've been pushed here and live in terror, and these Pinmi gnomes, and everyone's been forced here. Them attacking the devils is not a bad thing for them. They'd finally have support them indirectly. Basically, it's really bad for the nation that you guys are after, but as far as they see it, that's pretty good news.
That's assuming they can succeed. You know, this is a magical land completely owned by a very high-ranking devil. I think a defense game for the Wind Swirls is always going to succeed for them.
You see, he looks at you. All right, I hear your point, and you're free to do as you wish. I simply wish to meet you and see what you were here to do. If you can get your business handled, that'd be fortunate for the rest of the nation, I suppose.
To reiterate, I don't want Aphelion here, but the country can barely defend itself, let alone retake more territory. I don't know what's going to happen in 2 years, 1 year from now, but right now we can't take this place. But after seeing it, this is a travesty.
He smiles. Well, here in Endrith, it's actually quite nice. But yes, everyone outside,
you know what I mean.
those unfortunate enough not to have the ability to escape her domain, yes, are very unfortunate.
So that's what I want. I would love to hear your input. Everyone else have anything else to add? Team, please go ahead, because
I'm
right now our plans are fucked because we are wanted, and I don't know if we could even get to Aphelion, let alone try and convince them.
I mean,
couldn't I get reminded what the consequences that if we don't go to Devil Court? I forgot.
Well, you guys are not currently going to Devil Court. You guys are, as far as what you've seen happen to your men, if you guys go out there, the blades are just going to execute you on the spot.
Yeah, I know that we're just gonna get executed, but like, I feel like the only option is to leave.
Not really.
And what happens if we just leave?
Leave where? Like leave this entire region?
Yeah. We just leave. Yeah,
oh, you'd be fine outside of it, but if you come back in, as you saw from one of your men, your crimes still carry over. But if you just left this region, you'd be safe.
But I'm saying, like, what is the consequence of us not going to Devil Court?
Nothing. I mean, Hawkins didn't go to Devil Court for like 2 months, 3 months.
Why did we go in
mission?
the first place? Then?
You guys don't have Devil Court. You guys are not summoned for Devil Court. Yeah, you're just being executed. You guys are here to stop us.
Hawkins is in charge of
the consequences of the story for not doing this mission?
Yeah.
Oh, you're asking like if you guys said...
why would we force ourselves to do this? I don't know the consequences.
We're not
so basically, you're saying
going to Devil Court.
If we don't handle this, all that happens, Leroy, is the North Nation comes down, attacks this region, and as far as Afonso is concerned, if the North attacks this region, if it becomes a forefront war, the nation will just crumble. That's what he thinks, at least. So basically,
this nation crumbling would be good though, because it's a bunch of devils.
Well, he means if they crumble through here, they're going to march into Kadoy and just murder them.
Yeah, we're here to stop the war, not
the thing is.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they will be fighting the devils, but ultimately, if the nation joins the war, they'll be supporting the other nations, and they probably have other ways to like get around the devil territory. And so they'd probably still be harming.
Yeah, there's still the sea and that.
Yeah. So basically, it means if you guys don't get, basically, for however Alfonso knows, he knows it's guaranteed that they are going to declare war. So you have to get Aphelion to change like the plausibility of them doing it by making a deal with her, so this war does not happen.
God.
And so if you do not complete this, the war happens, and then if it is as
It would
Alfonso
probably
thinks, everything
Yeah.
gets destroyed eventually. Anyway, that's the consequence, as far as you've been
Thank you for
led to believe.
clarifying.
I have an idea, but I don't think a lot of people are gonna like it.
Okay.
Aphelion has a bounty out for you, and that bounty is a law. There's no. If we word it correctly, we can make this law into anything we want and make it unable to be superseded by anything Aphelion does. So we could do like a fake trick thing, but I'm not sure if Aphelion would want like heads before they give out this law.
Are you
Just
talking?
says
Are you talking
information.
to Pocthren right now?
Yeah.
And Sir Basil.
Yeah.
Sir Basil speaks up first and says, "We could not agree to that. That'd be too dangerous for us. You don't understand. If we try to trick Aphelion, it will not work. The only reason I am alive, as well as the Breezing Flower tribe, which nearly got wiped out. The only reason we're even alive is because the High Elves here have sanctuaried us, and they are the ones with the power to avoid her detection. If we went out there without them, we would die. And the High Elves, he like puts over to Pocthren. We High Elves don't like getting involved with these things. We just like recording what happens. However,
Pacifist.
Aphelion would most likely destroy us if she knew the location of our city, or to get someone inside of it. He looks and says, we cannot accept trying that so easily.
Fair enough. Worth asking.
It is unfortunate that all of you are... It's unfortunate that all of you committed crimes in this territory, because, well, you can't go to court for that, for the crimes you've done. You committed 2 serious crimes in here. If your goal is just to get to Aphelion, there might be ways. He kind of looks at you like he's kind of confused, like what you're trying to figure out, like what your plan is. If you're trying to figure out how to get there, or if you're trying to figure out how to convince her. You see, he's a little confused, and kind of stops his sentence because he doesn't really know what to even say to you, because he doesn't know what your goal right now is. Your goal just to get there safely, and he kind of like says that in a shorter amount of words. He's trying to like, what is your goal? What are you trying to achieve right now?
I think if we got to Aphelion, I think we have enough leverage to at least get her to listen to us, even if it's just for a little while. It may have to come to, us probably dying, but I think being able to get there would change many things, possibly for the better.
Aphelion has the authority to pardon us if we can get there before dying.
Go ahead.
Would you, if we, in the off chance we succeed in this and we stop the war happening, and the war is advantageous for you in this city, would you help us? Is that something you're willing to do?
Pocthren, you see Sir Basil like goes this. Sir Basil seems very eager to help you, for reasons you're not quite sure of. You can tell right away that Sir Basil and the Pygmies are separate from the High Elves. They're being sanctuaried by them. Pocthren kind of speaks up first. Well, our friends here would likely be more than willing to help you. For us High Elves to be involved, we would need something more than just helping you to help you. A deal of sorts. We don't need you to kill Aphelion for us. As far as we're concerned, we're safe as long as we're careful. or until Ophelion gets creative enough to find a way in here. So we're not worried about the war or about killing her. Just as far as we see, Andrith is perfectly safe. However,
Is this
we're
a
not...
geological location?
Are you asking him or are you asking me?
Skip it. Is this a geological location? Is there some kind of border? Is there not a chance of just randomly coming across the city?
Where you entered is in fact where the city is located, roughly in between your territory and the one to the north. However, we have an artifact here that we use. He kind of waves off like before describing it too far. We use it in simple terms to shift our realities so we're not within her range or territory or line of sight. And we have other artifacts to prevent devils from entering without being invited.
Would I?
Now, there are ways potentially
Would I know of
to...
anything that does that?
You might have heard of things. You wouldn't know the name of this, though.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
like
You
a
know it's not
giant
impossible.
Blink artifact.
It is. He smiles and says, "Oh, you're standing in it."
Wow.
Oh, my tummy feels funny.
We have other
Ugh.
artifacts that, for the most part, keep devils out. Do not get me wrong. There, I'm sure, are ways for her to figure it out, or for us to make a mistake. But it's been 7 years so far, without any issue.
The lifespan of your people, that's just a blink of an eye. Winks at you.
He
Fucking
smiles
stop
and says,
flirting.
"We have made precautions. We have all sent words of great value off in case we do ever get killed. We can just reawaken elsewhere."
Oh,
Pretty convenient.
All of you realize they all are immortal. I mean, they could, in theory, be stopped, but you also realize that they're not dumb. If they realized things were going south, they'd probably kill themselves before Ophelion had a chance to like sever their antlers, or try to at least. So most of them would probably get out. In theory, it wouldn't be ideal, but they're basically like we ourselves are pretty safe. But then he like looks over to Sir Basil. Perhaps the one you should be looking at is Sir Basil more for help with that. However, if we can cut a deal, we could help you in some ways.
We have enemies on all sides. Anything we promise to you cannot be given now or in the near future.
Time is not much of an issue.
How do you? What's your opinion on politics?
Depends whose politics you're asking. It's all very interesting. I love recording it. I love witnessing it. I've seen
In terms of
countless
Hawkins,
civilizations fall and
Hawkins,
far.
I mean, maybe they can record some stuff for Kadoy. I mean, that's pretty interesting. It's a big kingdom, lots of stuff to record.
Oh yeah, but that's like after if we are able to take the city back or the
You
land.
see, Pocthren smiles and says, "We will record regardless if you give us permission or not.
Whoa,
That is not what we asked for."
Little weird.
oh weird. That's consent's important.
Well, if you don't wish to be recorded, hide yourself better.
Little weird. Okay.
I think I know a sex offender in my jail that said the same thing.
What?
I don't know. He's a weird guy. Just just kind of
Pocthren-
like word for word.
Lutz says, "Apparently all of you will soon be running this nation if things go well, yes."
Well.
Yep.
So sort of.
A little part of
I
it
don't
for
really
me.
know how. I don't know how it's gonna be split up.
I will tell you what we can offer you. We can offer you invisibility towards all of the judgmental blades. You will not be affected by your crimes. You will not have blades. The blades will not be able to see you unless there is someone of authority to command them that can see you. So as long as you're out by yourself without a watchman or something else seeing you, the blades will be unable to spot you.
Okay.
We can also grant you the ability to shrink your size, as he points to like what happened earlier, which would make it easier to get into places.
Okay.
And with our knowledge, perhaps if we work together, we could find some way to get you to Fort Zyron easier. But that we cannot guarantee unless things line up right.
What do you want?
In return for this, what I think we want is not too different than what Ophelion wants. Just different in nature. Whenever you become leaders of this nation, we would like access to all your hidden documents. Your documents that you keep safe. Books that you protected from war. Books and stories, manuscripts. We would also like to be in charge of the libraries, if we so desire.
Looks at Professor Dirt.
Virtually, we want access to your full archives, and the authority to be librarians within your region, and to control those libraries how we wish.
Stories, books of knowledge, but no government documents.
You see he smiles. So, government documents that probably won't matter that much is worth more than a guarantee.
No government documents, and I will give you a guarantee.
A guarantee of what?
That we will come back and we will take this place.
You see, he actually rolls his eyes at this. It does not matter to us.
Well, are you just going to escape? Oh, you can, right? You just kill yourselves.
Yeah, they just.
Ideally, we'll never have to.
I keep forgetting these elves. So sneaky.
Yeah, they can just. Maybe we should have a group huddle about this.
I feel like they wouldn't want to kill themselves, though.
I feel like we should have a group huddle.
You do.
Starts huddling in the
Yeah,
corner.
I will say
Huddles
all
with
of you
them.
recognize elves are they love recording history. They are pretty much neutralist, and until history is like at threat.
Threatened.
Yeah, like history or like documents are at threat. So obviously, giving them access to the government things is not ideal, but in theory, that they, as far as everyone believes, they don't really do shit with that. But I mean, who knows?
Hawkins, is this worth the hill dying on?
We're all in a huddle right now, right?
Yeah, they're giving you
man.
space.
Okay.
Putting our arms
At
around
least-
each other.
Yeah.
I don't know, guys. These guys are a bunch of tools.
Okay. Morden, that's besides the point right now.
Our best friend was an elf.
She sounds like a tool.
She
Morden,
was a
Yeah,
different kind of
okay.
elf. She was the most unwood elf ever.
Hawkins, is this a hill worth dying on?
We're fighting for the future of the country. If
Yeah, and we can't do that if we don't get to Ophelion.
we'll just be making another thing we have to fix in the future. We don't. If they're all neutral, that means they have no reason to help us. That means they could be swayed so easily by just a few more books by a different country. If they have government documents, who knows? In 100 years, when I'm long dead, you're long, probably middle-aged. What they'll do?
You guys only live for that long?
Yeah, middle-aged, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I've got 70 years max, mate.
Well, that's really sad, for one. I'm sorry to hear that.
It's alright. I'm only 25.
Oh,
That's young, right?
I only have
25 years
I
young.
only have like 50 years left.
I don't remember how old I am.
I've maybe like
Anyway.
3.
Starts crying.
So,
Just want to share.
I mean,
You'll
how
be dead.
secret are these?
you'll all be dead. I'll be the only one left. Unless I die some other way.
I'm sure Neelam will be around, or
Well,
at least
yeah,
in the
well-
arena somewhere twerking. Sorry, I'm doing his own thing.
Yeah, probably. But they're neutral. However, if they're running things in the kingdom and they betray us, that means they're not neutral anymore, and you can just kill them. We can just kill them. We can kill them. We could do that.
No, I don't
We
know,
could
Neil.
do that. And then they'll go somewhere else.
Seems like
And,
a lot
and
of
then they
work.
won't be and then they won't be well, the other lot of work is
I mean-
not getting to Ophelion and then the armies come and destroy everything, and Kadoy's dead anyways.
How
So
bad
would you rather
could this
Kadoy
really
die
be?
for sure, or Kadoy maybe die in 100 years?
I feel like Adoy is really bad.
How bad could this really be? You know, like maybe they just want to have normal little libraries.
It just seems like they want to know things. They just like knowing.
Yeah. And I think that's fine if we write up like a contract for them.
You think they listen to contracts? They seem to be kind of just like
They seem like the type.
they do whatever
I
they
feel like we
want.
could probably have a contract stating like if they leak our secrets, then they just explode. So,
I mean, they seem like book nerds, and book nerds
because
usually like
couldn't we
contracts.
get couldn't we get what's his name?
You need some description. You need some like
It
description.
starts with an F, and he uses soul
Felonial?
magic.
Oh,
Yeah, that guy. Can
Felonial.
we get
He's-
him to
okay.
like put like some soul contract on their souls, so that way if they like tell our secrets, they blow up.
I'm very apprehensive of bringing up Polonial because of, his reputation and how wanted he is by the elves.
Well, this is not until after we like save the nation and have it under our full control, right? In which case we can
we
pardon
wouldn't
him.
even be able to guarantee that until
Well,
as long
well,
as
we
Kadoy
can't
lives.
guarantee to them that they'll be able to take control of anything until we like fully
Exactly.
capture the nation. So at that point, if we do that and they help us and we owe that to them, then we could pardon Felonial and the nation and then just have Felonial put a contract on them.
I mean, that's
we could
that's
kill
unlikely,
Aphelion.
but
We could betray them, guys.
all right. Listen,
Hmm.
you understand my apprehension of giving off government documents. We can give things that would be considered heretic documents, things that are made illegal for whatever reason by any churches, any historical information. Why do you need the numbers?
Sorry, what is he? You asking him why?
I'm asking him why is he stuck up on the numbers? Why does he need the government things?
He smiles. We don't need them. Us high elves just like collecting information. And, well,
See,
quite
I
frankly,
told you.
what you're asking us... let me put it like this. We don't need them. But whenever you're making a deal, you want the best deal you can get. And for us to have all the information is better than only part of it. And as far as I can see, only one of us right now can guarantee anything. For all I know, we can help you and the 6 of you die in the next couple hours. And then
You're right. So
ooh,
you can't guarantee our success. None of us can guarantee each other anything.
he smiles. No, I can guarantee what I agreed to. Getting you there, my abilities, and preventing the swords from seeing you. Basically negating the biggest issues to you at this moment. You cannot guarantee anything besides your attempt.
I could guarantee my consent.
Let me put it like this. All that we want is to become librarians. Have
That's
the
a check.
potential
100%.
the potential to become the archivist of the nation. If I just appointed, we won't force that. We won't say, oh, we have to be the archivist. We want that. And then we want all the documents or access to your archives as they are right now. And until the end of your reign. And if you really wish, we can agree to make it have to be agreed upon by the next emperor that we keep in charge. So virtually, once your rule ends, if the next emperor does not want us having access to the archives, and we can't convince them, then it could end.
That sounds pretty good to me, Hawkins.
However,
That's all I'm saying.
he smiles looking at you. If for whatever reason you step down, or do some kind of trickery if you agree to that, to make the next emperor come quicker to try and get us out of the archives, well, no deal. Or the deal being negated. You get the point.
Okay.
What are we exchanging for this?
Basically, they're
all of their support, like being able to not be seen by the Watchers or the swords, and like being able to go small to get away from any of the laws, and be able to get teleported there, maybe.
It sounds good.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically,
pretty
they're
good deal.
they're giving you a very good deal for the moment. Basically, and he's kind of like forcing your hand, be like, we can guarantee you the stuff you really need right now. This stuff that we're asking for is really huge, but like, we're making a bigger risk than you guys are.
Yeah, they are. I agree with them. I think it's a good deal.
You see, he kind of smiles like he believes that this is too good of a deal for you guys to pass up on. Like
Alright,
he said all that, and he does not seem like.
My associates seem to think this is a good deal. But let me add one more stipulation. Any government documents must be viewed under our supervision. Once you have it and you jot it down yourself, there's nothing we can do with it. But once it's first seen, we have to be there.
He squints. Why is that? Are you worried we'll change it or something? I don't understand your fear for such a stipulation.
I'm very serious man. I want to know everything
He's
that you know about
paranoid.
us. I'm paranoid.
He's very paranoid. You should hear
And
him scream
who
awake at
is
night.
who is weird that must see it? One of you sits.
Someone appointed by whoever's in charge. You know, we can give it to one of our librarians, anyone we see fit.
He looks at you and says, I could agree to having someone know what we're looking at. However, if you appoint one person, the rate it would take us to go through the entire archives would be far too long.
Then we'll appoint a team.
Yeah.
He looks at you and says, I'll agree. However, the ruling is we can go through the archives with someone from said team following us, seeing what we're looking at. We don't have to make appointments. We don't have to find a document and go somewhere else. We can just go through the archives, and whoever's following us can pay attention to what we're grabbing. Or some format of that.
I guess we
Sure.
could just do like a
He
one-to-one.
basically he looks and says, and for all transparency, the reason for this is because we would like to see the archives as quick as possible and be able to move on.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You got to clock in though.
All right.
Would it be too much work for you to log what you guys read?
I said Felino. Pocthren nods and says, "We could do that, but your future
That's just
emperor
making
seems
copies of things we don't want people to be seen.
Yeah, he lets his future emperor seems to not trust us enough to not think we would just lie about what we've grabbed and what we've read.
I mean,
That's fair.
listen, if you've seen his life story, I get it. I get it.
Oh, I saw it was on that cube, and that was a sight to see.
Yeah. I mean,
All right. He looks at you and says, "Oh, do we have a deal then? We will help you now, and you allow us access to all the archives and positions or control over the libraries in whatever nation you choose to build."
Okay. Fine.
cool. Yeah.
And
Nods.
of course, a deal up to negotiation under changing of any emperors.
Yes. All right. You see he pulls out a piece of paper. It's a blank piece of paper. He signs his name, and he hands it to you to sign.
I sign it.
When you
Yeah,
sign it, you
what?
see the words. Basically, like it's not even really a contract. It's kind of like a script of everything that has been said in this conversation is like jotted down on this page, and like the contract is all the words that have been said here. There's no fine print. There's nothing weird. It's just what you guys talked about.
Exactly what we.
Yeah, it's basically it's literally like reading a script of who said what when they said it.
Whispers. We could betray them, guys.
Yeah.
Slash W. Well, who's the long living races in our party? It's Jan.
I'm gonna live forever.
I guess
think
Nilum
I
probably.
don't think I age,
Neelam in
actually.
theory, yeah. Neelam is not made. Neelam just woke up one day. Neelam doesn't really know what the fuck
Dude,
his,
Neelam
his
just-
thing
I
is.
think
exists.
this
I think-
might say I don't age too.
I think Morden lives longer than humans. I think
slightly
they live
longer, I
like
think.
150, but like not that long.
I thought halflings didn't live long.
I
I
think
think
they
they
did.
live longer.
they live slightly longer.
For like
I
100
think.
or something.
Or maybe they live in
Oh.
the same age. Maybe they have dwarfs. I don't know.
Around 150 years apparently.
Dang, I thought they lived like only
Fiction,
half
they
of human
reach
age.
adulthood
Huh?
at 20 and typically live into their second century.
Technically, people that are smaller live longer, you know, so it makes sense.
Yeah, little hearts.
Well, I mean,
alright,
their
well,
organs don't have to work as hard.
Alright, team. You know, this isn't a problem I'm gonna have to deal with, but eventually, if this kicks you in the back, sorry.
Hey,
Yeah.
who
Hey.
cares? Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's future us.
cares?
Future you's
I'll be
problem.
right back.
Future you.
I was locked away for 70 years. Who cares?
That's a long time.
Yeah, when you're locked away for 80 years, you really lose track of time.
How did you feel after that?
Well, you see, after 90 years of being locked up, I felt really weird and kind of disoriented, but it's been fun hanging out with you guys and getting roofied.
Was it as fun as the bender?
No. No, not at all.
I've never heard someone
Not
be
not
so
even
jealous of
close.
someone that got roofied.
She's really hot, man. This
I saw it.
Don't tell
I
me
saw
about
it in the cube.
thing she does
I'm
with her
trying.
tongue.
I'm trying not to remember.
Oh, I can. If he gives me the cube again, I can show you guys if you want. I mean,
Oh, you just show us the whole
Wow.
thing over and over again.
It's like holiday pictures.
Let's go somewhere private.
here I am at the
It's
Grand
us in the
Canyon. Do you
pleasure
see?
palace. We went into. Do you see? Do you see?
Do you see? Here I am at SeaWorld. Do you see?
I see.
Fondar just becomes a serial killer.
Why would he do that?
Oh, I can't give
'cause
you my
he's a
hand. I've already
vampire,
lost it.
Okay.
What the fuck did I come back to?
Nothing. Don't worry.
We're just
about it.
flirting.
Okay.
Fondar was regaling them with tales of how good Kitty Love was.
I just wanted you to know that there's definitely at least one gnome that like asked you to like come by later with the cube.
Nice. Hell yeah. That's literally what we were talking about.
I love that we had a little VR chat segment in the middle of our campaign. That was so cool. Cat girl.
Got covered.
Cat the girl got to be drunk. I don't know what happened.
In this hall.
That's not
I
the
was
tail.
straight
That's a
jorking
D.
my shit.
Professor
Okay.
Dirt's our personal mute.
All right.
I'm on mute, just
Potter
send a
and
Discord call
send
like
it up.
Fondy would.
What?
Set it up.
That's
That
what
was
Ba-
insane.
Do that.
Chop chop.
What possessed you to do that?
Okay,
My
whatever. Move
spirit.
on.
So having made the deal with Pocthren and the elven city of Endrith, right, Indrith, and how the hell it's pronounced. Sir Basil steps up and says, "Well, the elves will not go with you to Fort Zyron, but I think I could be of assistance. I don't think it doesn't seem we're trying to assault the fort, but I think if we could get inside, I could be your guide to where Ophelion is. I know that fort like the. I've been there since I was a little boy. I grew
Okay.
up. I grew up there.
is
My
this-
father. This is Sir Basil. The
Is this the? I was wondering, is this the same squirrel that like was flying over us when we first came in?
yeah, he's been watching.
That's funny.
I grew up there.
Uh,
My boyhood was spent in the fort. So I think I know it like the back of my hand. Or paw.
When was the
Paw,
last
my
time
apologies.
yeah. When was the last
I'm
time?
not
you've
used to
been
this. 8 years ago. Things fell apart once Ermina was killed
there?
by... you see, he kind of looks around like... Once she died... the knighthood went to Cedric Yorth, and he quickly made deals with Galvera. And then things went south, and then... Well... Then he got betrayed by Galvera in some form, and was given... His authority was given to Ophelion. And around that time, that's whenever I left, and I tried to... Well, I made some mistakes. I knew if Ermina was back, everything would be fine. And well, that's when he like raises his paws. That's when this happened. and I had to flee.
So you weren't always a squirrel?
No, no. I used to be a knight of the Red Petals. A very prominent knight in the order as well before it became what it is now. And quite frankly, I
Wow.
left once we lost our Night Lord, and then once our commander went rogue, and once Ulian the Healer was killed as well. Our commander, Cedric, his ambition took over, and then Ophelion arrived, and everything fell apart, so I fled, and I had nothing I could do, so I tried to make a wish, and well, let's just say I got in over my head with the wish. Turns out I was talking to a different kind of devil, who was not very reasonable.
No.
Was it a Dreamwalker or a different one?
He nods. It was most definitely the Dreamwalker. It was before all this really happened. I wished for her to come back to prevent all this, but he didn't even hear my wish. I instantly said something like, "Can you make wishes?" If I said I wish to fly, testing the waters, and he just
mistake. Yeah.
you see, he kind of like sighs and says, "Yes, I've heard that. I'm very
He's
aware
got
of
me
this."
before. Don't worry, I get it.
Well, I had to flee, and then I happened to find my way into the Breezing Flower Tribe, which was under attack. And to save you the stories, we eventually were led to be here and become the terrorists who he says terrorist in quotations, but the revolutionaries trying to save this land, the last of our kind.
Honestly, it's a blessing that you didn't succeed in wishing for her to come back alive, because that would have definitely become... That wouldn't have gone the way you hoped, 100%. No, he is.
He nods, says, "Probably not, but I did the best I could try at the time."
Yeah. Well, surely you understand. We can't take care of you once you're in there, and we can't even give you any hopes of returning.
You see he smiles. He actually salutes you. "High Commander Hawkins. That is not a fear of mine, sir. I'm a knight of the Red Petals. I wish to say there's more of my kind, but perhaps I'm the last true knight of the Red Petals. And if I am to die trying to save what we stand for, then that honor shall be mine."
Wow. Chills.
Chills.
Sorry.
No, I was going to say the same thing. Well,
This is the first time you guys have met like a proper knight. I mean, you guys have met.
yeah, I think that's like the main thing. He's like, yeah, this is the first time we've really talked to a knight, because all the other knights we've talked to have been kind of cunts.
Yeah. And any of you met now are like now just look up to you right away because they're just like suckers almost to the bosses. So yeah, this is like one of the few like really true knights of the orders you've met, and which is what
This is what
they stand
respect
for.
feels like.
The squirrel, the humanoid squirrel, is is the most knight of them all.
Wow. What was his name again?
Sir Basil.
Sir Basil.
Yeah, I should be able to. I'll type it in the chat. Sir Basil.
It's unknown.
Yeah.
Unknown creature. Well, please, if you could help us, that would be amazing. But I also think having Ophelion know that we are associated with your kind might make negotiations a bit more difficult. If they know that we know how to get to this city and how to get to your people, they might not give us what we want without giving that information we have no interest in giving.
He looks at you and
You
says,
understand?
I understand what you're saying. I would have to hope that whatever you have to offer her is worth more than this. If you said it is best for me not to go, I will not. However, I do not know if you could get your way around nearly as easily or efficiently without me.
Yeah.
The trouble you could
right.
bring to yourself. If you do not get to Aphelion before you're caught, you may not have an opportunity. And I, at the very least, can guarantee you get in there without being caught. Once we're inside the castle. The elves will take care of the rest, hopefully.
If you can get us there without getting caught, do you think you can get away without getting caught?
He kind of smiles and shrugs. We are mostly safe from detection with the help of the elves, but being inside the castle where Ophelion resides, I do not know if even the elf's trickery would be enough to hide me. Or you. I suppose I would just have to hope for mercy, or that whatever you have to say to her is of more importance or interest.
We do have a lot to give. Alright, fuck it. I've always wanted to fight with a real knight. Sorry, Michael. That's really rude. That was...
Wow.
Wow. I don't know where that came from.
Pat's like he slowly starts patting you on your back like in a comforting way, but then you look at him and he has the fucking most killer fucking stare of all time. He wants to fucking he's pissed.
I like to
I don't
imagine
know
he's
where
even
that
more
came
He
mad.
starts smiling but without his eyes.
I like to
It's
imagine
okay,
he's even
man.
more
That's
mad.
fine.
That's all I'm saying.
I like to imagine he's even more mad because technically Mahadar was originally a private under your command, so I mean, like, he is a knight now, but, like, yeah, I guess in the view of Hawkins, there's very few people you met that have had your respect from the get-go like that. Which is crazy.
I'm sorry.
Sir Basil does, like, salute you, Michael
It's
Gar, and says,
fine.
Sir, I'm under your protection. As he kind of, like, gives you respect as well, Michael Gar.
I do a little bow. I do a little bow.
Sir Basil actually asked, I do not really know what's happened out there in the 7 years. I've kind of avoided asking the elves, and they don't like talking about it too much. What of the other orders of knights? Don't tell me they've all become what has happened to the Red Petals.
Ambrose killed them all.
The Hermes Knights are still out and active, but they're isolated. There was a big explosion, and all of the I forgot the name of the area.
Oh, that's actually the Lonely Knights. The Lonely Knights are over there.
The Lonely Knights, sorry.
Yeah.
The Lonely Knights, I mean.
He nods and says, I've always wondered about them. They always seem the best. What of the Hermes Knights under the Senate? He actually, like, as he says that, he says, well, if the Senate is drawn, are the Hermes Knights drawn too?
A good question.
As far as you
I don't know.
as far as you're aware, they've kind of actually went under the rule of Afonso.
They've been mainly moved to Afonso. He's under their purview. But,
See, kind of, he lets Afonso became a Night Lord.
Afonso became the Emperor, mate.
he's like, he actually sighs a sigh of relief and says, "Oh, thank goodness, someone good became the Emperor. I was really worried it would be."
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, Afonso has always been a person of the people. The people love Afonso. Afonso's always been really good to the
locked
people.
me in a cavern for 90 years.
Afonso had nothing to do with that. Afonso actually freed you.
He was just being silly. Come on.
Isn't Afonso 70?
yeah. He's literally younger.
Yeah, like way older.
But Sir Basil, like, is very. All of you see very clearly someone from, like, who's been stuck 7 years ago, like how much even someone from back then, like, loved Afonso. Which I don't know how that made you think about Afonso any differently, but even this guy is still, like, believing Afonso 7 years later.
Yeah, it took me a
Afonso
while
did
to get
free me.
to like him.
A while? Why? He's always been a likable guy. He's always spoke for the people. And though it's been difficult, he even tried to help. He kind of, like, realizes saying that to you. He's tried to help those not of human lineage in his own
Felt
ways.
like pity.
You could just say the slur.
Didn't feel real. You know, performative almost. But he was performing, but behind the door, the closed doors, I feel he's real.
I suppose a double facade. He shakes his head. What of Pocthren and her knights?
It's a bit
And
unfortunate.
Ambrose and his.
It was Pocthren and Ambrose that killed your lady.
And what has become of them?
Ambrose is dead. Pocthren is out by themselves.
Where?
Currently, is she still in the east? Or
No,
the west?
she's completely left. Her and her
Yeah, she's
knights
completely
to the water,
She-
like
yeah.
they abandoned the war.
She's
they actually got
returned to
bought-
piracy.
Well, I just don't remember this, so we didn't do it in the 7 years. But Alfonso got you guys to go negotiate with Pocthren. You guys gave Pocthren her old husband, an ex-pirate king, and she left the war because of it. You negotiated her to leave the war. So I mean, you know what happened to her.
She's
You
no
did it.
longer involved in Kadoi. She's out in the ocean.
You see, he looks between you, Hawkins, but also you, Metrodar. Would one of you be willing to hold my blade over my shoulders?
Yeah.
I guess I hold one side,
Are
one
you gonna kill
side of the
yourself?
blade. You hide the other.
You see, he drops to his knees, and right away, both of you recognize this is like a form of knighting. You recognize right away that he's about to swear an oath.
Oh,
Okay, I'm
well,
ready.
I thought he was gonna kill himself.
What?
Both Max.
I give it. To
And
Michael
he's got
to
both
go
of you. He's got both whoever
Hmm.
is most. He believes either of you are rightful enough. So he bows it for you, Michael Gar, and you put the knife. You've done this before. You don't have to say anything. He since he's already a knight, he's just adding to his oath. In addition to my oath, I add, for as long as I walk, be it squirrel or man, as long as I breathe this air or underwater, as long as I can see, hear, and move, I shall hunt, be it land, air, or sea, the killer of the killer of Ermina alias, my master, Knight Commander of the Red Petal Knights. In her name, I shall bring justice in the death of Pocthren Mante. As he takes an oath to hunt down Pocthren and slay her.
Nice.
Oh, he just thinks to himself, "Now that's a knight."
He stands
I
up
fucking
and
hear your thoughts, and I look. No.
he
See, why
stands
don't
up
you do that
and
to me?
we don't know all the details, but they do like a gentle like show, like performative show that happens every time, and he retakes his blade and sheaths it.
Whoa. So
Right,
do not do
perhaps-
this all the time. That was cool.
Perhaps I should stop asking questions before I find the need to take more oaths. Maybe I should find it on my own terms. He looks at you, Magdar, and bows. Thank you for your blessings.
Yes.
I shall remember you. Though my oath was not sworn in your name, I shall remember you as well.
I just nod. A little nod.
All right. Enough of me. Let's figure out how to get to the city.
Yeah, I guess we'll go convene with the elves and see what they can do.
Yeah, you see Pocthren is just still sitting there. He's been writing this all down. He put up in a paper for the oath.
It's fucking
Do you
smart.
just,
You
are
come
you
on.
like a voyeur? Like, come on, man.
Did you write
That
down
is
what
very
was on
fitting.
that cube?
You see he kind of just smirts.
Hey, do you need a reminder? I'm one of your, well, not one of your boys, one of their boys. Anyways, you don't got to be there.
Pocthren
Send you a pic.
looks at all of you. All right. There are a couple ways to get you to Fort Zyron. Firstly, by air, which would take a long time and be the most dangerous. The closer you get, the more likely to be spotted. That's the least pleasant. Secondly, we could try to teleport you, but that risk... There's a huge risk in them being able to pinpoint our location from the magic.
True.
It would be most ideal for you to be brought there by one of the devils. However, since all of your crimes have been committed within this region and permit your execution, we can't really have you commit a lesser crime and get a judge for it.
Uh-huh.
That would have been the easiest method if you could have asked for a judge for a trial, but as none of you have a trial,
Well,
I
actually,
do have a
you
trial.
can't do it.
yeah, Hawkins has a trial before all of this that we were supposed to attend.
guess
You
I'll
see,
give him the
briefly,
summons
he
that I
actually
missed.
looks kind of shocked, actually. That he looks at it and
You
says,
have
we
the
get the
paper, right,
sequence break?
Hawkins?
he's kind of surprised, and he holds the paper that Hawkins gives him and says, "Why, this was given directly by Ophelion."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He saw me take a head.
He
No,
like
show
hits
him
the
the head,
table.
show him the
Not
head.
not in this territory.
No, not in this territory. That's why I feel like I was unfairly judged.
You see Pocthren kind of like rubs his eyes and says, "Wow, I suppose perhaps good fortune follows you all."
It was in my territory, actually.
Show him the head, Hawkins.
Oh, wait. I don't know your heads. They wanted to see the head.
They want to learn things. Let them learn.
Right. I didn't do this, alright? This was... this was...
You see, you pull out the head of Alexis, who looks around. You see Sir Basil like falls on the ground in shock. like Alexis Villar is the hero of all heroes. like he just
cool,
falls
man.
out. He doesn't know what to, he's just like mouth agape, kind of like what his picture is. His mouth is just kind of slightly open. He's like Alexis is sleeping. He's not at least his eyes are closed. He's not paying any attention.
Alexis, that's Sir Petal of the Red Petal Knights. Or Sir Basil, I mean, of the Red Petal Knights.
Fondar slaps Alexi's cheek.
Whenever he hears that,
I was trying to
Alexis
stop.
opens his eye and like looks at the squirrel.
Yes.
You see quickly Sir Basil pops up, salutes. Fist of the Senate, Lord Alexis Villar, I am Sir Basil, Knight of the Red Petals, at your service. You see Alexis kind of looks at him. Sir Basil, I'm sorry I cannot be here in full force to apologize to you. I did all I could to try and save Ermina, but it wasn't enough. I was not enough. All I can give you is that one of her killers is dead, but not at any power of my own. I have failed you, Sir Basil, and I have failed your master, and this nation. Do not hold me so highly. Before he says anything, he looks back towards you, Hawkins. Hawkins, can you please put me to the back? And please, while I deserve it, please stop bringing me out of the bag just for me to be more shamed than I already am.
Can I pat his head?
You
Just give
can,
his
yeah.
head a little pat.
Yeah, every time he
There we
comes
go.
out, he gets more and more ashamed of like his situation and his failure.
It's
It'll be
true.
okay.
I mean, he failed the nation. His one job was to save the nation, and he failed.
Gar doesn't even do it in a mocking way. He's just kind of stupid. He's just like, it's gonna be okay.
Alexi, you're helping us save the nation by being with us.
Alexis, I'm sorry, I didn't. You're right. But the nation does still stand.
It does, and I hope to be of use in some way and someday, and to perhaps one day be able to atone. I'll admit I could not predict what happened to me, but if only I was less naive. He kind of just sighs and looks down into the back as you lower him back in.
Alright.
Fuck you, Alexi. That was out of character.
Fucking
Past character,
manipulated
letting
me. Now I feel bad for him.
Damn.
He really was just a hero here. He really was a good guy who got everything crushed. You know.
Man,
I currently look at him like I used to see Afonso. Like I used to think Afonso was fake, but he's actually good. But I thought at first he was fake too, and I'm starting to think he was actually good too.
I'm starting
I
to
haven't
think
really
you
had
might be
the chance.
projecting a little, Hawkins.
I'm not fake.
Sir Basil looks at all of
Put
you,
me in the bag.
looks at you, Hawkins, and says, "If Afonso was a man for the people, but if there's anyone who has a good heart and has nothing but good, it would have been Alexis Villar, and it is a shame. Well, I'm glad that he kind of looks alive.
He's.
I am ashamed that someone we relied on so much is ashamed for having failed us. I'm ashamed myself that we have made him feel such ways, that he does not feel comfortable anymore for his failure. I have a lot to learn from him, and today's been a good lesson for me too.
I'm not fake.
You know, you can think about someone else but yourself now. You can. It's okay.
I'm not fake.
You see,
you're really taking that to heart.
Pocthren looks at all of you and says, all right, a lot's going on, and quite frankly, I'm fine for you to be talking this much, but this paper, he's still holding like the paper reading it. I think this could just work. As this happened not in this territory, this is a separate matter from any of your crimes within the region. This is the crime of the Festives which you were in. I think I think we could summon you a court-appointed lawyer for this case.
Shit. I was so worried we weren't going to be able to do Devil Court. I was so worried.
Pocthren looks at you and says, Ophelion likely will not attend the court herself.
Oh.
She might, though.
Oh.
He looks at you and says, it is a risk you have to be willing to take. Either whenever you get to the waiting room, all of you sneak off and go find her. Or you could risk going to court and not having her show up and be... Well, he shakes his head. Though this will get you to court, your other crimes will most definitely be brought up. And so if you go to Devil Court, you might get away with this one, but while you're there, you will probably be trialed for the other crimes in this region. My point is, if she's not there and you can't convince her, and you stay in Devil Court, there's likely nothing we can do to save you. However, this will get you in the doors, and you can make your choice from there how you want to go about it.
Well, what if we got... If Ophelion was there, what if we called her as a witness?
Pocthren says... He basically shrugs and says, it could work, but my point is, Ophelion is the leader. She does not have to follow the rules. My point is, if she really wished, she could refuse to show up. But I'm not saying she wouldn't. With a case that has her name on it, she's much more likely to show up.
So it's
He basically shrugs and says, it is your choice to make when you get there. I'm not saying the chances are not high that she would show up to court, but I'm also saying that unlike the others who are commanded by law, she does not have to. If she's busy with something else, she does not have to show up. She is not mandated to.
all right. I guess
Anyway,
we'll have to see.
Yeah, basically it's like, that's on you guys to figure out if what path you want to choose and what risk you're willing to take. For whatever return, I guess.
We'll have to think about that. So so this can teleport us there?
What you'll do is, whenever you decide your method, which I don't really suggest doing here,
Yeah, probably.
what you'll do is you'll hold it and you'll simply ask, while you're holding the document, ask for a lawyer to be appointed to you. One will appear in front of you. Since your crimes as of now are not processed, they likely will not realize what else you've done here yet. So they will take you to the court waiting room to talk to you. And blah, blah, blah. Eventually I'm sure you would have a chance to break out of there or go to court. But what will happen is a lawyer, once you ask for one to be appointed to you, will show up here. Not outside of here. And then they will bring you there. And they can just teleport you in.
Ago. Oh my god. We could have done this so long ago.
Just be sure to specify what case you're asking for.
Oh my god.
Fucking hell. Right.
This one's like, this would have been so easy, but like, what you couldn't have known.
They just don't inform you of fucking anything. It's so bad.
They're just like,
Yeah, the
"You
devils
got
did that
court."
for me. So
Okay,
yeah.
Where should we do this? Outside?
He looks at you and says, ideally, some way far away from here, but before you do that, we should lightly prepare you with what you need.
Yeah.
Would you like to rest here for the day first, or?
Yeah.
You've been doing
it'd be
non-stop.
nice if you could give us any pointers about the laws.
Yeah, I would like to learn
Uh,
literally
he-
everything you know about their laws,
He,
please.
he looks at you and says, "Oh, all their laws are bullshit." I mean, they are real laws and they'll punish you, but it's kind of just.
All devil laws
Whatever they feel like.
are
He
bullshit.
looks at you.
They do what they want.
He looks at you and says, "They do follow their laws, but have you not seen the Ophilion's Book of Terms and Laws? How big it is? That
What?
So
No.
fucking big.
What?
So
Yeah.
fucking big.
You
Hawkins-
saw that?
I don't know if Hawkins, do you keep it? Or you give it back? I can't remember.
I didn't give it back, but I don't know if it was big enough to run around with.
Oh, it's probably in
it's
your
too big.
bad stuff. It's really
I would've
huge.
taken
Like
it
it's
and
like
put it
a,
in my book or in my ring.
Or I
Yeah,
pull
you-
it out, like, yeah.
it's like a couple of thousand pages of like
Oh my
terms and like
God.
laws and things, and it's in very small print.
Light
Like
reading.
he's like and
How
Pocthren
fast
looks
can
and
I
says,
read?
Pocthren looks and says, "Oh,
Oh,
there you are. You
pamphlet.
have it."
How
Well, the
fast
thing
can I
is,
read?
while reading it, you also have to like learn like their terminology and language. It's like you have to almost have to like learn a language. Like that's why.
Okay,
And it's
I
also
remember
also,
everything,
it's
okay?
also in Infernal. So, oh, it's in Abyssal. So I don't know if you
Okay.
can read that.
I feel like I can learn quick. I remember things perfectly for a month, at least.
Okay, you can definitely try over the night if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Try to get as much done as possible.
Okay, but you still can't speak the language though. How you gonna get past that one?
That's what I'm. How long does it take to learn a language? Damn it!
More than a day.
Arrgh.
More than a day.
Neelam, help me!
Neelam's not gonna sleep any.
Neelam, we're not sleeping tonight. Translation time.
No.
Neelam's like, I need my sleep, dude.
Neelam.
I don't want to be the language guy.
You
Okay,
you literally
well,
are the
you
language
are.
guy.
I can
Okay.
imagine Neelam though, like he would help you, but Neelam, I think all of you'd realize that this is a fucking insane thing to try and learn all this.
Evenly distribute his known languages to us.
Yeah, can you just teleport into my brain like a? Do you know what a USB is?
Anyway, while you get ready, Pocthren is going to. They're going to use some of those acorns that shrink you and some of the water that enlarges you, so you can do that. I
I'm
will.
getting
I will say
enlarged already.
mechanically, just so you're aware, whenever you're shrink, you do. You take 4 times the amount of damage if you get hit. You have disadvantage on strength and death saves and shit like that.
Okay.
But
But
and the damage you do is also nerfed. I think it's like half the damage. So like you do not want to fight while you're shrunk. Like you're like
Okay.
super nerfed while shrunk. However, you get a bonus to stealth check and things like that. Like it's easier to sneak around. But if you get in combat while you're shrunk, it's not good.
what about your AC?
Your AC goes down too. I don't know by how
What
much,
the
but it'd
hell?
be like normally you'd think it'd be harder to hit, but like it kind of like since you're not normally small, you guys aren't like you guys aren't nimble. 'Cause you're not used to this. It's very weird.
I'm Superman. I can do what I want.
But
I'm used to being small, right?
well, you're normal small. This
you're
is
gonna
like
be
this is
giga
like
small.
this is like very
It's
this is like
fairy
Tinkerbell size.
Yeah.
Am I still gonna get my Giant Slayer?
Yeah, I'd
efficiencies?
imagine. But the point is
Now
point is-
literal giants.
the point is this version of shrinking is like good for sneaking around in places you shouldn't be able to go, but it's not good for if you're having to fight. Like you're
And,
going to be extremely nerfed and
Are we gonna have a
Hurt.
limited quantity?
yeah definitely. It'd probably be like maybe 2 chances, but probably like 1.
What if I drank this juice when I'm normal sized?
The juice that made you bigger. Sir Basil,
Do we become
Sir
giants?
Basil kind of like smirks and says, "Oh, let's try it."
Can I have a
Thanks.
test one right now that won't eat into my supply?
Sir Basil like slides you a little bit of the one he drank earlier. He didn't drink all of it.
Gain a foot.
You gain a few inches, but not to your height.
Nice.
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 Good one.
Your ass is bigger.
It's just your toes. Like all your toes are larger.
My fingers get real long.
Yeah, your ears, like all your
Silent
all
What the fuck's happening to me?
like all your like unpleasant body parts get larger.
Ugh.
Giant ears.
I thought Pinocchio was fake.
They do that, and then Pocthren also what he does is you watch him like he gets all of your full names and he like writes up a document, and then he saves a document in like he pulls out like a magical briefcase, and he explains to you the way it works is whenever your names are in this briefcase, you're not invisible, but like it kind of like warps the reality of you being in the territory, which is what makes you invisible to the blades, unless someone like literally unless someone is controlling them. And he says that will last. He doesn't like put it in there right now. He says it'll last for like 8 hours, so it's not forever, but it's 8 hours until you must replenish it.
Okay. How do
And-
we replenish it?
Oh, well, he could have to rewrite his like names in there.
Oh. So
But
we have
basically
8
basically
hours,
it's
basically.
yeah, basically it's like 8 hours of guaranteed like invisibility unless someone points them out to you. But that's he basically does that. So he marks that off. He gets you the shrinking and enlarging stuff, and he's helped you find a way to get there. And so he kind of smiles and says, "I suppose that's all for me. I suppose after you wake up in the morning, whatever you wish, you can figure this out. Just he puts it there. Just do not bring him anywhere near the city."
Oogie.
Talking about the lawyer, whoever you're gonna get.
I'm the
Or
lawyer.
she.
All right, and with that, I think that's where our session is probably going to be ending. I think we're at our ending time.
Perfect
Yeah.
timing.
Yep.
Okay.
Devil
Alright,
cool. Devil
And
cool.
something obviously what we'll be playing next week. I guess I will ask someone through the week like what you guys' plan is. Like if you want to like stick around Devil Court and try and hope Aphelion is going to show up, or if you're going to try. And,
I want an entire session of us being in Devil Court.
Yeah, same.
That's what I want.
Objection.
okay, so that's like that's the path you
I
guys
want
want to take.
Phoenix Wright RP.
Do we need to go like research law? Like, should we go like figure out all the vocabulary or something?
I know my laws.
I won't be. My
Oh, my
point.
right.
My point. Also, the devil. I mean, I might be a little bit, but the devils are going to be like they'll probably have their own slang and shit.
What if we aced the
Are there any
cannons?
amendments that we need to learn?
If you
Well,
look
if there
in
are, I don't know them
Mims
yet.
v.
I'll have to figure it out.
Pennsylvania, you cannot shoot a fleeing felon in the back.
Devil 1 versus your mother. In that case, it turned out that you have no rights as a human. So
What? I'm not a human.
I wasn't talking to you, was I?
Yes.
Wait, I'm not a human either. I forgot.
I wasn't talking to you, was I?
I think most of us aren't human.
I don't think any of us
Yeah,
are
any of
actually.
us.
I wasn't talking to you guys, was I?
Well, yeah,
I wasn't. Well, I wasn't talking to you either. I was just realizing that I wasn't human.
Why were you saying it if you weren't talking to us then?
I was talking to myself, alright?
Why are
Shut
you
up,
talking to
shut
yourself out
up.
loud in a public
How is it
Shut
meant
up.
to if we're not men?
Why are you telling
Stop
yourself
it,
that you don't have
damn it.
rights?
Your Honor, I
Shut-
would like to call this trial a
stop.
mistrial. He's telling me to